We can have everybody's attention, please.
Thank you. Thought I might need a bigger gavel. Welcome this evening. A lot of us here for some great celebrations, so that's wonderful. I'd like to call the City Council meeting to order with a roll call.
Alderperson Robinson.
For the last time, President.
Hurt.
Here.
Tweet.
Here.
Swanson. Here. Parker.
Here.
Poulos. Healy.
Here.
And Mayor Tomes.
For the last time. Here. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Remain standing for a moment of silence, please. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. All right. Yep, need this. All right. We do have a few awards or proclamations to read, so let's enjoy those.
5A, proclamation declaring May as Mental Health Month. Whereas our mental health is essential to our physical health and the overall health of our community, the most recent community health assessment indicates there is a great opportunity for our community to work together to increase the mental health of our citizens. And whereas the 2024 community health assessment indicates that the Quad Cities has a higher rate of chronic depression and persons being treated for mental health than the US average. And whereas educating the public on the resources available to the community, encouraging the community to seek help if a mental health crisis occurs, and working to inform practices and build collaborative efforts to help strengthen the mental health of the Quad Cities will result in positively impacting the mental health of our community. And whereas in July 2022, the FCC launched 988 to replace the national, launched 988 to replace the National Suicide Crisis Line in an effort to make it easier for people to access a lifeline anywhere. The Quad Cities Behavioral Health Coalition is working to share this message and bring community innovations and initiatives to our community to advance the behavioral health of the Quad Cities. The Mental Health Month campaign and information about awareness, including the green is the mental health awareness color, can be found at qcbhc.weebly.com.
Now therefore, be it resolved that I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Mental Health Month in the City of Rock Island. Is there anybody here that they talked about maybe not being able to be here, but to receive this? Seeing nothing, we'll get this to them. Thank you.
Okay. Alderman Hurt will take the next proclamation.
Whereas, over the last year, Rock Island Public Library has helped many community members connect with their mental health, and whereas the library added comfort carts each location, giving away nearly 7,000 items that help meet immediate needs and give people new coping mechanisms and tools for self-regulation, and whereas the library has also expanded its circulating library of things to include unique items like happy lights and acupressure mats that promote positive mental health, and whereas the library has partnered with local experts to offer learning opportunities and foster community for individuals navigating mental health journeys, either personally or in support of loved ones. And whereas the library has also hosted journaling nights, conversation groups, and book clubs with the goal of bringing people together to curb loneliness. And whereas the library has reached over 500 people for our mental health focused programming so far and have more learning opportunities planned for the spring and summer. And whereas Narratives Quad City exists to champion the mental health of young adults by providing a support supportive environment that embraces who they are, encourages authentic expression, and empowers them to write a better story with their lives. And whereas Narratives is a thriving organization that fosters a culture of inclusion where each individual's valued and differences are respected. And whereas Narratives provides young adults with creative arts programs that help boost self-confidence, develop coping skills, and reduce stress and anxiety. Now therefore, be it resolved that I, Randy Hurt, Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Rock Island, do recognize Narratives Quad Cities and Rock Island Public Library for their mental health awareness efforts in the City of Rock Island, dated this 12th day of May 2025. Annette and Angela? And Angela? Okay, you want us to take those? Yeah, that'd be great.
Good evening. Thank you so much for this proclamation, but also the ability to give you guys a moment to talk about narratives and mental health. So I prepared a little something for you guys just to consider and ponder tonight. Good evening, Mayor, council members, neighbors, Mayor-elect. Thank you for recognizing Narratives QC again this year in May for mental health awareness and giving me a moment to share about mental health tonight. As founder and executive director of Narratives, and as a member of this great community who cares deeply about the health and wholeness of every single person in our city, I hope that we can go beyond awareness. I want to invite us all into understanding, into empathy, and into action. We all know what it feels like to be human, to feel overwhelmed, to feel unheard, to feel depression or anxiety, to say the wrong thing, or to be misunderstood. These are not rare moments. They are common threads in our shared human experience. And that is why mental health must be a priority for everyone. Mental health is not about diagnoses or crisis. It's about being seen, being heard, and being valued. At its core, mental well-being starts when a person feels respected as a fellow human being. When someone knows they matter, their mental health begins to shift. When someone is listened to without judgment, something begins to heal inside. When someone is treated with dignity, they begin to believe that they have dignity. In all my years of clinical work, 25 now, in community-based coaching, one truth has remained: the door to better health is not locked behind the therapist's office, which is why I left private practice to start Narratives. The door is often opened by something far more accessible: proximity, community, and compassion. Mental health improves when our city becomes a place where people are close enough to care, when our neighbors stop at being the other and start being us. You see, mental health is not just a personal matter, it's a collective responsibility. At Narratives, we work with the young adults of the Quad Cities who are writing new chapters in their lives, many of them coming from trauma, poverty, and disconnection. But in every breakthrough we've seen starts with the same way, with someone caring enough to listen, someone showing up, someone saying you're not alone, and your life has value. That's the power of community. That's the kind of community, the kind of city we can choose to be. And I truly believe that we already have the foundation. Our city is filled with people who want to help, who believe in second chances, who care about our neighbors, who want to build something better for future generations. And that's why, as we celebrate our 5th anniversary at Narratives Q Cities this year, providing mental health support to young adults in the Quad Cities, we're choosing to expand our program in substantial ways right here in Rock Island. This decision is very intentional, and we want to be a part of Rock Island's solution, its healing, and its growth for years to come. And so my charge to each one of us in this room, as we recognize mental health this month is let's invest in partnerships that prioritize mental health. Let's support spaces where people can connect and be vulnerable. Let's train our teams, whether public servants or volunteers or citizens, to listen with empathy. Let's be a city that leads with compassion. Let's create a space where proximity and purpose meet. Let's remember that the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated, isn't just good morality. It's a good mental health strategy. And the city that invests in mental health is a city that thrives. And so I personally want to thank the city of Rock Island for making that commitment year after year to mental health. You guys go above and beyond, and I see that and I appreciate that. Mental health isn't just a private concern, it's a public asset. Together we can make Rock Island a place where everyone, regardless of their background, has a chance to be heard, valued, and belong. And that's why what we're building at Narratives is not just a program, it's a place of renewal. It's a place where young adults aren't seen as problems to solve, but as people with untapped potential. We at Narratives QC are committed to the mental health of our community and have exciting plans for growth this year here in the city of Rock Island. Stay tuned and please lend your support. Thank you all for your time and this wonderful proclamation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
She did a great job. So thank you for all of those words, ditto from me, but also a big thanks to Alderpersons Hurt and Swanson, who met with me and my team briefly at the beginning of the talks about the ARPA funds. And what we were able to come up with, I think, is pretty amazing. And we have libraries across Illinois asking how we've done our comfort carts. We've done presentations on it. Probably the most flattering thing was to hear that our QR code would be used on the sign on the bridge for those who are contemplating, suicide, that there is hope for everyone out there, and we'll be there for people as much as we can be. We did bring our QR codes and cards. They're in the back if there's any left, and stickers. But if you ever need anything, 732-READ, that's the library's phone number. Give us a call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number C, proclamation declaring May 16th, 2025 as National Bike to Work Day. Whereas throughout the month of May, which is the National Bike Month, the city of Rock Island will celebrate biking and the freedom, the joy, and the well-being it imbues with us, as well as the power that more people riding bikes has in making the quality of life better for everyone. And whereas May 12th through the 18th is Bike to Work Week, and May 16th is Bike to Work Day, and whereas participants may enjoy a variety of free breakfast items each day of the week, May 12th through the 16th, at participating locations throughout the Quad Cities, thanks to the Quad Cities Bike Club and other partners. And whereas the Rock Island Downtown Alliance is partnering with Modern Women of America, the Quad Cities Bicycle Club, and Rock Island Parks and Rec to host a free breakfast catered by QC Pancake House for bicycle commuters and supporters from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Friday, May 16th, right off the Great River Trail at the entrance to Schwiebert Riverfront Park. And whereas in September 2024, Modern Woodman earned a bicycle-friendly business award from the League of American Bicyclists, becoming the first business in the Illinois Quad Cities to receive this designation. And whereas Bike Month helps to increase awareness for bicycling, educate the community about the benefits of bicycling for community and recreational purposes, promote alternative forms of transportation, such as walking and bicycling, in order to reduce congestion on our streets and roads, reduce pollution, reduce our dependence on fossil fuels, and improve the health and well-being of all people. And whereas promoting the use of the bicycle as both as a means of transportation and recreation year-round have been shown to grow the economy of the city of Rock Island, attract more visitors to enjoy our restaurants, hotel, retail establishment, culture and scenic attractions, and local parks and trail systems. And whereas Bike Month is also promoting greater public awareness of bicycle operation and safety education in an effort to reduce collisions, injuries, and fatalities and improve health and safety for everyone on the road.
Now therefore, I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Bike Month, May 12th through the 18th as Bike to Work Week, and May 16th as Bike to Work Day in the City of Rock Island. And I urge all residents to join me in this special observance. Thank you. And we two people.
Thank you, Mayor Tomes. Thank you, members of the City Council. I'm Morgan Milner, first and foremost a resident of Rock Island, and secondly, I also work at Modern Woodman. Folks, when people bicycle, they're happier and they're healthier. Communities that support cycling are safer, they're more vibrant, they're just happier places to live, and that's what Rock Island is all about. And it is my sincere hope that this proclamation and Modern Woodman's efforts to become a bicycle-friendly business are just the beginning for our city. I look forward to what this council does in the future to support cycling for residents and visitors alike, and I hope other organizations in the area will join us in becoming bicycle friendly. Again, thank you so much for this proclamation. It means a lot to the community in Modern Woodman.
Thank you.
Proclamation declaring May 17, 2025 as River Cleanup Day. Whereas since 1973, the United States has observed National River Cleanup Day of action during May to promote river cleanups, educate and motivate kids, and organize team building. And whereas over 1.3 million volunteers have participated and more than 17 million pounds of trash have been removed from the United States rivers as a result of this holiday. And the Quad Cities has unique geography as a bi-state region located along the banks of the Mississippi, which is a vital source of drinking water, an important habitat for wildlife and plants, and a recreational and economic amenity. And whereas the Walton Family Foundation, and in partnership with Iman Consulting and the Quad Cities Community Foundation, is working to improve water quality in the Mississippi River with a priority of centering communities of color and low socioeconomic status as leaders in community-based solutions. And whereas in 2023, the partnership formed the Clean River Advisory Council to center the voices and lived experience of communities that have been disproportionately impacted by environmental issues, to inspire all community members to consider those whose experiences are different from our own, as we seek to create a more inclusive conservation community. And whereas during National River Cleanup Day, the Cleanup River Advisory Council aims to bring awareness to its Mississippi River Equity Vision, which underscores the significance of culture, wellness, and a sense of belonging in and around the Mississippi River. And whereas during National River Cleanup Day, the Cleanup River Advisory Council aims to highlight the importance of a zero pollution mindset, and whereas a proactive measure has taken by the City of Rock Island recognizes the importance of the Mississippi River and the commitment to highlighting the importance of a zero pollution mindset.
Now therefore, be it resolved that I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim May 17th, 2025 as River Cleanup Day in the City of Rock Island. Oh, you bet. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hi, I wasn't supposed to be up here alone, so my comments will be brief. Thank you, Mayor Tomes and City Council, for the recognition of the importance of a clean river. The Clean River Advisory Council is a group of Quad City citizens who deeply care about making an inclusive environment to ensure that clean water is for now and generations to come. We have aspirations of having our river be a hub for recreation, spirituality, wellness, and hopes our communities will adopt a zero pollution mindset. Thank you very much.
Proclamation designating the week of May 18th through the 24th as National Public Works Week, whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Rock Island. And whereas these infrastructure facilities and services cannot be provided without the dedicated efforts of public work professionals who are engineers, managers, employees at all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in Rock Island to gain knowledge of and maintain an outgoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year of 2025 marks the 65th anniversary of the National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, Canadian Public Works Association, so now be it.
So now, therefore, I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, hereby designate the week of May 18th through the 24th, 2025, as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with the representatives of the American Public Works Association and the government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our nation's national health, safety, and advancing quality of life for all. National Public Works Week in the City of Rock Island. Yeah, we can bet.
Thank you, sir. And you're not going to believe this, but I did prepare something.
No way.
It's not normally
Man,
like
my
me,
last
but
meeting,
in light of
he learned this in
everybody,
Washington, D.C.
in light of everybody here tonight. Well, thank you, Mayor and Council. I really appreciate the proclamation recognizing National Public Works Week here in Rock Island. Public Works touches about every part of daily life: clean water, safe roads, garbage collection, storm response, you name it. Our team works hard, often behind the scenes, to keep things running, and I'm proud of the job they do every single day. Thanks again for shining a light on their efforts. It means a lot to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our last proclamation. Proclamation recognizing Royal Neighbors of America's 130th anniversary. Whereas Royal Neighbors of America, one of the oldest and most storied fraternal insurance benefit societies in the nation, has been an integral part of the Rock Island community for well over a century, contributing not only to the City of Rock Island's economic growth, but also to its cultural fabric and legacy of service. And whereas since establishing their headquarters in Rock Island in 1908, Royal Neighbors has played a vital role in job creation, providing stable employment opportunities for generations of local residents. And whereas through the years, Royal Neighbors has supported thousands of families with meaningful careers in administration, finance, insurance services, and philanthropy, helping to shape Rock Island into the vibrant, industrious city it is. And whereas beyond their role as an employer, Royal Neighbors has remained deeply committed to providing insurance products and services, as well as community service, fostering volunteerism, and investing in initiatives that empower women and families. And whereas Royal Neighbors members, employees, and philanthropic programs have continuously uplifted Rock Island and beyond, aligning with the city's mission to create a thriving and connected community. And whereas Royal Neighbors of America will celebrate their anniversary on Sunday, May 18th.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby honor and congratulate Royal Neighbors of America on its 130th anniversary this date. Anybody here? Oh, there we are over here. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I will keep this brief. My name is Karen Hayes. I'm the Operations Executive at Royal Neighbors. And on behalf of Royal Neighbors, I just want to thank the Council as well as the City of Rock Island for helping us celebrate this important milestone. Back in 1895, Royal Neighbors was founded by 9 pioneering women, and our mission since that time has not changed. Our mission has been about ensuring lives, supporting women, and serving communities. And so, I thank you all, and we're really excited about celebrating this. So, as was said, we are having a celebration on Sunday at 1 o'clock, and I invite you all to our home office to help us celebrate. So, thank you.
All right, item number 6, which is public comment. Remember, once again, keeping it to 5 minutes. And I was going to say the half-hour time limit, but we don't have too many signed up, so that's fine. Go ahead.
And just as a reminder, that it shall be unlawful for any person to, for his conduct to interfere with the orderly conduct of a city council meeting after first being warned that his conduct is disrupting the assembly. So you will receive 1 warning if we find that your conduct is disruptive to the meeting. At that point, we will ask that you leave the meeting.
Okay, first up is Kelly.
Are we supposed to name, place, and that again? Okay. Kelly McKay. I'm a wildlife biologist from Hampton, Illinois. Tonight I want to respond to 3 statements made at the last council meeting during the public comment period, beginning with the gentleman who spoke about the economic benefit of the proposed development at Milo Bottoms. During his comment, however, he failed to mention the economic benefit of bald eagles to the Quad City economy. We've demonstrated strong evidence that eagles are generating more than $6 million a year to the local economy. Eagles generate this money every single year, and they do it for free. All we need to do is safeguard their vital habitats like Milo Bottoms. Next, I want to respond to the gentleman who stated, and I quote, "The City Council has done their due diligence when it comes to environmental impacts of this development." There are a number of facts demonstrating how inaccurate this statement was. Fact 1, in the 34-page environmental assessment prepared by Shive Hattery, the word bald eagle is never mentioned once, despite the fact that the proposed development is immediately adjacent to the largest known eagle night roost in the lower 48 states. Fact 2, the entire assessment was based on a desktop exercise with no actual on-site field surveys conducted, and even the DNR concluded that this document should not be viewed as a substitute for actual field surveys or assessments. Fact 3, the desktop exercise itself, which is the basis of this assessment, relies entirely on outdated, insufficient, and inaccurate databases for determining the presence of threatened and endangered species. And fact 4, if this assessment is so scientifically sound, then why is the developer now bringing in a consultant to do actual on-site surveys? The bottom line is the city and the developers have not done their due diligence when it comes to the impact of this project on the biological richness of Milo Bottoms. I also wanted to respond to the gentleman who stated, and I quote, "We are over-embellishing the impact of this development will have on bald eagles." His example was that I-280 is there, and it seems to have little or no impact on eagle use. Of course, we have to remember I-280 was completed at the same time DDT was being banned across the U.S., and the continental bald eagle population had been utterly decimated to the point that they were federally endangered. So yes, even with I-280 there are more eagles today. That's because there are far more eagles today due to their recovery from the impacts of DDT, as well as the fact that we have extremely limited availability of functional night roost habitat throughout the Quad City area. Of course, in order to truly understand the impacts that 280 has on eagle uses at Milo Bottoms, we would need to look at comparable use data prior to the DDT era and prior to the existence of I-280. In other words, we'd have to look at data prior to the 1950s, and unfortunately that data just does not exist. So this example of limited impacts at 280 is unable to be tested or proven and is an example of very poor science. On the other hand, we've documented how the casino has negatively impacted the night roost already by demonstrating a statistically significant shift of eagles out of the high-use optimum night roost area to a less than optimal area downstream following the opening of the casino. This is hard data. This is science. When questioned about his formal training as a biologist or ecologist and his experience conducting bald eagle research, the gentleman had nothing to back up his unfounded opinions. By comparison, I've spent 46 years conducting biological research and monitoring, including many bald eagle research projects. And this unwieldy document is my CV. This is a 313-page summary of my career as a field biologist. So when I speak about the impacts of this proposed development on bald eagles, I'm backed up by this. The gentleman 2 weeks ago based his opinions on no training, no experience, inaccurate facts, and unfounded and untestable science. So who was really doing the over-embellishing? In conclusion, there continues to be a lot of misinformation and misunderstanding regarding eagle usage, including differences between nesting, foraging, and night roosting, and that's been demonstrated during the last 2 city council meetings. So again, I'm going to make this offer that I will gladly come in anytime and spend as much time as you want explaining bald eagle populations and usage of the area by bald eagles to anyone representing the city or the developers, and that offer stands. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, up next. Next is Tim Presley.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I am Tim Presley, property owner adjacent to the development. I have an easement through the property from the access road that's owned by the Illinois DOT. At a number of meetings in the past, I've tried to explain a path to follow, but you'd rather follow the consultant firms with blinders. And what, an island in the middle of the swamp? Maybe if I charged thousands of dollars, then and only then you would believe me. If I was a developer, I would not invest any more money until I knew there was a permitted access to this island. I've tried to explain that every environmental agency would be involved, and some I'm not even aware of. They're only going to accept the results from their testing, not paid by a consultant from the city or the developer. Enough on this island in the middle of the swamp. I'm going to respond on an individual that spoke at the last council meeting. One was the Quad City Regional Economic Developer. He was very impressive. He told a story of the most significant project in his past 20 years, a small town in Georgia. He brought this little town out of almost non-existence. The plan was simple: getting people to invest into the downtown. A marvelous idea. Not an island in the middle of the swamp. Now, on a personal note, where do you think you can use my name to a state or federal agency that I am complicit to the plans that I am not supporting? I found out that you used my name in attempting to move the gate without my permission. It didn't work, did it? Your desperation raises ethical, legal, and transparency questions. Did you think I would not find out? You could have came and asked me. Did you think that me being on the Conservation Task Force gave you the right to use my name? For that reason, I don't know if I would be a part of this Conservation Easement Task Force, but yet I should be there to make sure you follow the promises that you have made to the public, and especially the financial resources committed to the Conservation Easement Group. Thank you.
Vincent?
Good evening. I want to first thank you all for allowing me this time. I stand before you in awe of a man I'm blessed to call my best friend, my husband, Moses Robinson. When he decided to take on a challenge and sit on a seat as the first ward alderman, it was never for acknowledgement, to be seen, being self-centered, or to boast and brag because yet he held another title. In fact, it was always about the people and the city in which he lives and loves. This community in which his parents laid a foundation, encouraged having a relationship with God, instilled in him work ethics, respect, morals, and values, along with others who impacted his life by implementing the meaning it takes a village to raise a child. When Moses was campaigning, one of his biggest focus was that he wanted First Ward to have a voice at the table. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. When interviewed, Moses was asked a question about a song that comes to mind, and his answer was, "Order my steps." This is a gospel song that expresses the heartfelt plea for divine guidance and strength in navigating life's journey according to God's will. Though he knew that there would be uphill battles, he knew that no weapon formed against him shall prosper. Now, of course, he couldn't please everybody, and unfortunately, no matter how much he tried to be transparent, open, honest, and available, that was never enough. He received backlash from constituents that didn't get their way, but didn't or wouldn't show up to his town hall meetings or watch it live, where he informed, had resources available, and allowed questions to be asked, and yet they complained they didn't know what was going on in the First Ward. Not to mention him battling some of his fellow council members who just wanted him to be a yes man to want him to be a yes man to what they believed and challenged him for what he believed. Despite the frustration and disappointment, he knew that this was bigger than him and that God had him in place for a purpose. Through the adversity, witnessing bias matters, and the obvious separation of the council members, he stood strong in his faith and committed to his job as the First Ward alderman. As Moses transitioned out of his seat and back into the community as a constituent, he knows that there's work still to be done. Anyone that knows Moses know that he will always be involved in the community, whether it is working with our youth, utilizing his voice and trying to find ways to better something or help someone. Even though he decided to exit his seat, he know God is not finished with him. To our members that are still holding a seat and our new members coming in, we must do better, be better, so that we are better as one community, 1st through 7th Ward. I will be remiss if I don't express my disappointment with the registered voters in First Ward, and especially with their lack of knowledge of understanding what stood before them. I also disapprove of allowing a piece of mail to be enough to run for a ward without additional proof of residency, and I am requesting a policy change. If we stand for nothing, we'll fall for anything. Lastly, my dear husband, I applaud you for standing strong in your faith, being honest, doing the best you could with the cards you were dealt. Thank you for being a leader and not a follower, for not being afraid to stand for something and doing what was right regardless of internal and external pressure, and staying humble. Psalms 37:23 states, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way." Stand proud, my husband, and take a bow, for God has truly ordered your steps.
Okay, top that. Terray. Terray? Oh. There he is.
From the looks in some of your faces, you remember me. Mm-hmm. Congratulations, brother. You truly chose a good woman. But they said you guys just did a proclamation saying that May is Mental Health Month. The mental health of the people in Rock Island is still wavering. We've been coming back every city council meeting since January talking about justice for Jakarta Jackson. We haven't forgotten. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be right here to remind you. And I get it. A lot of you have absolutely no power, no control, except for the person you put in charge of managing the city. And he in charge of who works as chief of police, right? You, the city council, provide ordinances that will move, and you guys determine who actually gets hired as the next city manager. If the people, once again, are asking for justice, not just for Jakarta Jackson, we also have members of the Sierra Club constantly coming out about the Eagles, and they show up in droves. And it's funny to me because after we started coming in such numbers, then all of a sudden you started giving these warnings, right, about disruptions. But the lives of the community is disrupted. Black people in the community are concerned about policing. Anytime that an officer can tell you that he's going to effing shoot you multiple times and then shoot you in front of your 3-year-old daughter, right? But that's somehow justified. Whereas Sonia Massey's murdering officer is sitting in jail, charged with murder, for saying that he was going to effing shoot her in the face, and 2 minutes later did so. But somehow here, our city council can't seem to put up any resolution, no ordinance, not even put it up for discussion. We put it off that it's in the hands of the attorneys now. But the public is still waiting. And I get it. We've seen it happen all over the nation, right? An unarmed black person or some minority gets shot, then all of a sudden you guys settle out, and the family can no longer come forward and talk bad about the police and what happened. They can only mention their loved ones, right? NDAs, right? But the people are still grieving. Each time that we are brought before you guys and we're asking you guys to do something, you won't talk to the people. We understand that Rock Island needs economic development, right? In order to survive, to pay the bills. But what sort of message are you sending to people that actually want to live in Rock Island? People that were born and raised here that still want to call this their home? Are you guys proposing plans to bring in, new jobs that are actually going to be functioning and provide lots of employment? Or just a few nicely paid jobs? When you guys even talking about building the dispensary and all this stuff out there, are you talking about hiring people from Rock Island to work and build it? Is there any program being set up that these people are going to be trained so that they can go into this field? We're not hearing any of this. Each time that we come before you, we're just asking the same thing, that you guys actually represent the people that vote you in. Don't act like you're sitting, with your hands tied behind your back. And I get it. Oftentimes we give people jobs and we give them titles to give them immunity so that they can sit there like the Supreme Court, right? Lifetime appointments, so therefore their contract is such so they can operate without being influenced. But damn, how many times does this got to happen before the policies actually change? Or wait, you guys wait until the city goes up and erupts in violence, and then you blame the people that are emotionally distraught but were talking to you at first. Always remember, man, that as long as people are talking, there's an opportunity to make corrections. The problem is when people stop talking, really stop talking, and I'll say that.
Okay, next up will be Update Rock Island.
Just 1 second, Mayor. We do have a special guest in our audience tonight. We have Representative Greg Johnson here. So I just wanted to acknowledge him. And yeah, I think he might have something for our outgoing mayor. Sorry, Mayor, I had to interrupt you there.
I was going to say, I didn't know about this.
Just wanted to strictly recognition Mayor Jones for his 8 years of service to the city of Rock Island. I also would like to acknowledge Moses as well. Thank you for your service. I wish you were here for another 4 years. 4 years beyond. I want to thank you, Mayor. I want to thank all of you, those that are coming in, for stepping up and serving as well. These are crazy times. These are times to step forward. Those trying to do some speaking to some I hope you guys are all trying to make sure that the city light goes direction. Thank you, everybody. I get back to speak. I will say we are in all of this of help the city. Thank you. Thank you.
I must say, as I'm walking the city of Rock Island, the last several years especially, has continued to work closely with the state legislators on a lot of different issues, whether it be funding or legislation work. And Representative Johnson has been very gracious to listen to our issues and needs, and thank you very much for that. Okay, boy, I don't know what to say. Thank you. Update Rock Island. Revive Rock Island Spring Market Fest. Spend your day at Schrebert Riverfront Park on Sunday, May 18th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the second annual Spring Market Fest. Enjoy a day filled with shopping, food, drinks, and community vibes. Shop from dozens of local artisan vendors, food trucks, and beer garden, and more. This is the perfect chance to support small businesses and find something special. Support your local police while donating for a good cause. Join the Rock Island Police Department at Dunkin' Donuts on Friday, May 16th for a cop on the roof. From 5 a.m. to noon, officers will be taking turns on the roof of Dunkin' Donuts at 2711 18th Avenue in Rock Island as they raise money for Special Olympics. Donating to the cause will get you a free donut coupon. Customers who donate $10 or more will get a free medium cup of coffee coupon. Visit the mobile library. One of the many spots the mobile library makes is at the MLK Community Center every Monday from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. Grab a book, pick up a movie, hop on the Wi-Fi, or just come hang out. Library to Go brings the library right to you. Thank you. All right, item number 8.
Passage of ordinances. A special ordinance to ban parking on the north side of 86th Avenue West from the driveway of 1807 86th Avenue West westward to Ridgewood Road. Second reading.
Motion to pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Hurt.
Aye.
Tweet.
Aye.
Swanson. Aye. Parker.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
And Robinson.
Aye.
Item number 9.
Consent agenda items A through J.
Move to approve consent agenda A through J.
Second.
Moved to seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Hurt.
Aye.
Tweet.
Aye.
Swanson. Aye. Parker.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
And Robinson.
Aye.
Item 10A and B.
A report from the Public Works Department regarding payment to McClintock Trucking and Excavating of Silvis, Illinois for water service repair program repairs in the amount of $18,822.42. B report from the Public Works Department regarding payment to Langman Construction of Rock Island for a water service repair program repair in the amount of $18,279.83.
Motion to allow claims A and B. Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion?
Due to the nature of my employment, I need to recuse myself from this vote.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Hurt.
Aye.
Tweet.
Aye.
Swanson. Aye. Healy.
Aye.
And Robinson.
Aye.
Item 10C.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding approval to award bids for the Sunset Marina electrical upgrades and 400 dock replacement.
Motion to award the bids as recommended and authorize city manager to execute all contract documents.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion?
Due to the nature of my employment, I need to recuse myself from this vote.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Hurt.
Aye.
Tweet.
Aye.
Swanson. Aye. Healy.
Aye.
And Robinson.
Aye.
All right, item number, 11.
Recognition of outgoing council members and Mayor Tomes. Microphone over there, sir. There you go.
We're doing the presentation down here, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Moses Robinson. We all just heard his wife do a wonderful speech, but I would like to say thank you from me for your dedication and time that you've given. It's been a pleasure and an honor to work with you and get different points of view. You've been a great asset to the city of Rock Island, and I appreciate that time and hope you can enjoy the time, a little more time with your family, a little travel time we talked about, but in work. So appreciate it very much. Thank you. If you wish to say anything, you may. Whatever you wish to do.
I had to write it down, so I won't write it.
Okay.
Can I just do it?
Whatever you wish to do. It's here. That's right there.
I don't want that. Okay. So again, I had to write it down so I wouldn't ramble on and we wouldn't be here all night. So good evening, everyone. Today I stand before you with a full heart and deep sense of gratitude as my term as alderman comes to an end. Serving this community has been an honor. Over the past 4 years, I have the privilege of working alongside dedicated colleagues, community leaders, and most importantly, you, the residents. Together, we faced challenges, celebrated victories, and made lasting progress in areas that matter deeply to all of us. I must thank my lovely wife for being the strength that I needed during those times no one else would understand. My children, my grandchildren, to share with me, no more. My parents, who are able to see me reach an accomplishment many would never think of taking on. Whatever it was advocating for safer streets, supporting small businesses, protecting green spaces, or improving public services, every decision I made came from a place of service and commitment. And while not taking the choice easy, I always strive to lead with integrity, transparency, and a genuine desire to make our community stronger. Just like any other city, Rock Island has its challenges that we are facing. One thing I've learned, it is not a one-person mission to solve, but collectively as a whole, we must come together and address these issues. I'm stepping aside, not out of fatigue or frustration. Public service should not be about holding on. It should be about lifting others up and ensuring our institutions remain dynamic and responsive. I am a true believer that we have our seasons, and I can say that I served mine to its completion. This is not a goodbye, but it's a see you later. I will always be in this community that I love and the one who raised me into the man that I am. I intend to stay engaged, supportive, and hopeful for what comes next. Thank you for trusting me, challenging me, and walking this journey with me. It has been a privilege of a lifetime. Thank you.
I think you got your own cheering section here going here. You could. What a wonderful. All right, this next gentleman, Randy Tweet. This gentleman has stepped up more than once for the community, starting out actually in the military and worked for, like I say, to defend all of us. Second time is working his way up as an employee of the city in Public Works and was city manager for a number of years. I got to serve underneath him or work with him, and it was a great pleasure. And now he's once again stepped up for several months to fill in an open seat and represent the people in the 3rd Ward. And so Randy has always had Rock Island in mind and has defended and worked with everybody to make it a better life for everyone. So thank you very much, Randy. Oh, that's right. You want to say something?
You know, most of you have to work at least 4 years to get this plaque. I only did it for 6 months, and they gave me the same plaque. I don't know what that means. I just want to thank the City Council. I know your decisions are difficult. You have to make decisions that aren't popular, and nobody's happy all the time. And I appreciate all you do. To the city staff, there's a few in the room. You work tirelessly to do the best you can for the city, and I appreciate it. To the citizens, if your government is not doing what you want it to do, it's your right to protest and speak out, and I appreciate all you coming here and giving us your words. Thank you.
I think I lose the microphone again here.
On behalf of the city staff and the city council, I'd like to thank you for your hard work and dedication to make Rock Island a better place. We wish you the best. I'm going to keep it simple. Thank you. And on that note, I believe Public Works Director Mike Bartels has a little something for you.
Thank you.
Randy, pictures.
Stay up here for a picture. Come on, Mike.
In keeping with tradition, Rock Island Public Works would like to thank you for your 8 years of service here at the City of Rock Island and continuing to advocate for Rock Island Public Works and our projects that we've had through the past 8 years. So with that, our sign shop would like to give you this special street sign just for you.
That was great, by the way. Very nice.
All right, I'm going to keep this short and simple also. Most people have heard about my feelings and everything else for the city of Rock Island, and I love it dearly. I think when I was elected 8 years ago, the quote in the newspaper was, "I love this city." And it goes on today. Same way, I love this city. It is a great place to live, play, and work. No matter what people think and say, and there's always problems in every area, but overall, it is a wonderful place to raise a family. And I've done that. I'm the 4th generation in the city of Rock Island. But more than important than that, in the last 8 years, what I've really learned is what happens in behind the scenes. The city employees, and I've said this before, work tirelessly for the citizens. They work hard. It's not, you look at it, you talk to them, it's not just for a paycheck. They're sincere about giving back and doing the best things for the people in this community. I've had the pleasure of working alongside closer than some than others and get to know the background and stories and histories of individuals. And I could go on, and I hate to even start naming names and situations because it goes on, but I'll say even more recently with Mike Bartels as example in Washington, D.C., we got to spend some time together and understanding not only what happens in his department, but his personal life and what he sometimes has to give up and do for the citizens. His kids are very active, they're young, and sometimes he has to be away from them to do things for the city. And there's a number of people like that throughout the city. So I'm not going to, like I say, I just picked that as a real quick, short person, but there's been all kinds of individuals in the city of Rock Island that work hard. Not just the department heads, but all the way down to any position. You see somebody in the middle of the winter fixing a water leak out in the cold, in the streets. Not an easy task. Firemen fighting the fires in the situation. Policemen, they having to deal with unknown issues. And it goes on. Every department is very key. And to understand what has to go into it all, the council up here makes decisions and sets directions. The rubber meets the road with the workers in the city here. And that means a lot. We wouldn't have what we have today, and we wouldn't see improvements happening every day in the city of Rock Island without the city staff. And so I commend them. I feel humbled and honored to work for them. Not with them, but we work together. And it's a we situation. Now I turn real quick to the elected officials. It's been a great honor to sit and work with all these individuals up here, some different length of time, whether it be 4 years, 8 years, with city manager, helping make decisions and guide. Once again, it becomes a we situation, not an I. And that's what's so important here is to work together as a team, and the decisions they make, and they, as Mr. Tweet said, it's not easy. And they have to make those tough decisions and unpopular. But I really, truly believe that every single one of them are doing it for the best of the community. They're dedicated. They give up time with their families to be able to do this. And so I want to thank every which one of them. And there's some that are not here. They're no longer on the city council, but I was able to work with them. But thanks the ones that are here currently and the staff, but the city council elected officials. It's not easy task. I appreciate it. And once again, as Representative Johnson said, and what he's had to do as an elected official, and to step up and make that commitment, it means a lot to me. So once again, I feel humbled and honored. It's been my honor to work with everybody. And lastly, to keep going, my family. I can't thank them enough. They've been behind me not only these 8 years, but whether it be in work, when I worked, whether it be volunteering for other causes, they've been behind me and supportive of what I've wished to do and try to give back. And they've been shoulder to shoulder with me, giving up time that we've been able to spend together. And so I thank them. My wife is here. Love you. Thank you very much for everything you've done. Thank you, everyone.
Item number 12, motion to adjourn sine die, which means without a day in Latin, and we are going to administer the oaths of office. We need a roll call.
Do you need me to make a motion?
You guys don't need me to do that.
All right. Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. I assume we can do a voice recognition?
It has to be a roll call vote.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Tweet.
Aye.
Swanson. Aye. Parker.
Aye.
And Healy.
Aye.
Okay.
No, I'm done.
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm going to do the oaths of office and call everybody individually, okay? And once you are called, you will take your seat. So the outgoing council members and the mayor can take a seat in the audience, and as the incoming gets sworn in, they will take their seat at the council table. What's that? Yes, I'm swearing you in too, and you. Yeah. I'm going to do Ashley. I'm going to do Ashley first. Okay. Hi. Okay. All right. Mayor-elect Ashley Harris. Okay. If I can have you stand right here. Sarah will direct us if we're not standing correctly. Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. Okay, ready? Okay. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Ashley Harris,
I, Ashley Harris,
having been elected as mayor
having been elected as mayor
in the city of Rock Island,
in the city of Rock Island,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of mayor
the duties of the office of mayor
to the best of my ability and understanding.
to the best of my ability and understanding.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Yes, please. And look up at that camera and say hi, smile. Oh, yeah, go. All right. Sir, you may take your seat. Yes, please leave them there. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. All right. If I can call First Ward Alderperson Glenn Evans, please. Good evening, sir. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Glenn Evans,
I, Glenn Evans,
having been elected as First Ward Alderman
having been elected First Ward Alderman
in the city of Rock Island,
in the city of Rock Island,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of First Ward Alderman
the duties of the office of First Ward Alderman
to the best of my ability and understanding.
to the best of my ability and understanding.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, sir. Please sign. Okay, please take your seat. If I can call Alderwoman Linda Barnes. When I'm all finished, of course, as the others have done, you will sign and then take your seat in the 3rd Ward seat. Okay, if you can raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Linda Barnes, having been elected as 3rd Ward Alderwoman in the City of Rock Island, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of 3rd Ward Alderwoman to the best of my ability and understanding. So help me God. Congratulations. You may take your seat. Good job, Linda. I have another one for you. That's fine. I'm only doing one and making copies. Thank you, ma'am. You may take your seat. If I can call 5th Ward Alderman Dylan Parker. Good evening. Hi. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Dylan Parker.
I, Dylan Parker.
Having been elected as 5th Ward Alderperson.
Having been elected as 5th Ward Alderperson.
In the City of Rock Island.
In the City of Rock Island.
Do solemnly affirm.
Do solemnly affirm.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
And the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
And that I will faithfully discharge.
And that I will faithfully discharge.
The duties of the office of 5th Ward Alderperson.
The duties of the office of 5th Ward Alderperson.
To the best of my ability and understanding.
To the best of my ability and understanding.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Dylan. Nice job. Thank you. If I can have you sign and take your seat. All right. Okay. Last but not least, Alderman William Healy. There he is. I was like, where did he go? Good evening, sir. Okay. Can you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, William Healy.
I, William Healy.
Having been elected as 7th Ward Alderperson.
Having been elected as 7th Ward Alderperson.
In the City of Rock Island.
In the City of Rock Island.
Do solemnly affirm.
Do solemnly affirm.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
And the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
And that I will faithfully discharge.
And I will faithfully discharge.
All duties upon me.
All duties upon me.
As 7th Ward Alderperson.
7th Ward Alderperson.
To the best of my ability and understanding. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Nice job. Have you sign for me? Thank you. Not your first rodeo. Thank you, sir. We're ready. Whenever you are.
I call this meeting to order. Oh, hey. Let everybody see what I'm doing. I call this meeting to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Evans. Hurt.
Here.
Barnes.
Present.
Swanson.
Here.
Parker.
Here.
Poulos. Healy.
Here.
And Mayor Harris.
Here. Item 15A through E.
I can read them all for the council if they so wish, but it's 1214 2nd Avenue, 1011 11th Avenue, 814 12th Street, 423 6th Street, and 1625 7th Avenue, all first readings.
I make a motion to table this for further understanding.
So we have a first to table these ordinances. Do we need a second? All of them? Let's clarify A through E.
All of them?
Yes.
Alderperson Evans, it's custom that we assign a date. We table them into a certain date. Would you like to add a date to return to the tabled items?
29th, not the 19th.
So the first June meeting, I think it's June 12th. Okay, so first meeting in June is the motion.
Second.
So it's not debatable, no discussion. Okay, Alderperson Hurt.
Aye.
Barnes. Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
And Evans. Okay, the table carries.
Item F.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding the sewer use ordinance local limit updates, first reading.
Motion to approve the proposed amendments and consider the ordinance.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? No discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Hurt.
Aye.
Barnes.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
And Evans. Okay.
Before we begin, if you guys can keep discussions to a minimum, if you want to go outside the meeting and talk, that's fine. It's hard to hear up here while we go through the meeting. Thank you.
Item G.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request from Lisa Vineyard of Dan Vineyard Furniture, 500 12th Street, to place their parking lot under city control ordinance, first reading.
Move to approve the request, consider, suspend the rules, and pass the ordinance.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? No discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Hurt.
Aye.
Barnes.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
And Evans.
Item 16A.
Report from the City Clerk's Office regarding, hey guys, if I can have you please step outside. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time reading and hearing. Thanks. Report from the City Clerk's Office regarding an activity permit from QC Pride, Inc. to hold their Unity Pride Parade and a resolution for the closure of the Master Sergeant Stanley Talbot Memorial Bridge and 15th Street, U.S. Highway 67 on Saturday, June 14, 2025 from 11 to 1 p.m.
Motion to approve the event and adopt the resolution.
Second. I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Hurt.
Aye.
Barnes.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
And Evans.
Item 16B.
Report from the Public Works Department requesting authorization to adopt the sewer ordinance local limits update resolution.
Motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Hurt.
Aye.
Barnes.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
And Evans.
Item 17A.
Report from the Community Development Department regarding a single source procurement of cultural liaison.
Motion to approve the single source procurement and authorize the city manager to execute the contract.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Hurt.
Aye.
Barnes.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
And Evans.
17B.
Report from the Information Technology Department regarding a fiber optic cable use agreement with Modern Woodmen of America.
Move to approve the agreement and authorize the city manager to sign the agreement subject to any minor city attorney modifications.
Second. I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? No discussion. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Hurt.
Aye.
Barnes.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
And Evans.
Aye. 17C.
Report from the fire department regarding bids to repair the air conditioning unit at the central firehouse, recommending that that be awarded to Northwest Mechanical of Davenport, Iowa, in the amount of $12,852.
Motion to approve the service agreement and authorize the city manager to execute the documents.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Hurt.
Aye.
Barnes.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
And Evans.
Aye. Item 18A.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding authorization to surplus vehicles and equipment.
Move to approve the declaration of surplus vehicles and equipment and grant permission to dispose the surplus vehicles and equipment in a manner that will be advantageous to the city of Rock Island.
Second. I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? No discussion. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Hurt.
Aye.
Barnes.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
And Evans.
Aye. Item 19A.
Motion to close the regular city council meeting and convene the Rock Island Regional Port District meeting.
Second.
I have a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are now in Rock Island Port Authority meeting. Tom Miles, is there any new business to discuss?
Mayor, no update tonight.
Okay. Motion to exit.
I make a
Oh,
motion.
excuse me.
Motion to exit the Rock Island Regional Port Authority and reconvene the regular city council meeting.
I need a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are now back in the regular meeting. Does anyone have any new business or any discussion items?
Just want to welcome our new colleagues on city council. Looking forward to serving with you.
I would second to that as well. Former Mayor Tomes is still here. Moses left, and I think Randy left. So, it was great working with all of you guys. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate you letting me into politics by appointing me. Sometimes, I guess. But I do look forward to the new council and the new mayor. We're going to get some good things done. So,
absolutely.
Look forward to it.
I got my mom, my dad, all of them out in the hallway out here. My brother's from Chicago. My mom all the way from Los Angeles. I just want to thank everyone in the community that has supported me over the years. I know it's been a long road. I just had dedication to really just serve our community. And when they say, if not now, when? If not you, who? And so I'm thankful for the things that I've learned along the way. There's still a lot more, and we have to do it together. Our community has great ability, and the only way we can do it is each one of us get our hands in and get involved. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Anyone else?
Oh, you, Mayor.
Oh, well.
All right. There you go.
I'll say something.
Oh, go ahead.
Might as well get used to talking, huh? I am very excited for this opportunity, and I do not take it lightly at all. I feel like it's a biggest responsibility than I've done in previous years. So I'm really excited and hope to do really great things for the community of Rock Island.
Yes, welcome everyone, and thank you for welcoming me. I want to take this time to give God the glory. I don't want to be redundant in thanking God. That's something that I've done yesterday, last week, and last year, as well as my mom, my grandma, and other key members in my family. You know, I want to thank Rock Island, you know, for showing up and showing out, if you will. I've been asking to work for you guys for the past 5 or 6 months. The time is now for me to put in the work. I know that nothing can be done by myself. I'm not naive to think I have more power than what I have. I'm here to be a public servant by definition. I look forward to still serving and learning and following and making it better for my constituents up here to even serve you better. More words will follow. I'm not here to be a good orator. I'm here to be a good worker, a good public servant, like I said. So, you know, I'll end there, but you can expect to see, you know, a brand new Rock Island. Tomes Court is nice, but now is the time for King's Court and the Kingdom of Rock Island. Thank you all.
You need a motion to adjourn,
Yep.
sir?
I need a motion to adjourn.
Section to adjourn.
I have a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are now adjourned.